Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest bread recipe. And in this one I'll show you how to make this stunning and very impressive wholemeal multigrain seeded loaf of bread. This bread checks all the boxes. It's very easy, quick, light, cheap and extremely healthy. By following my simple instructions, you'll be able to make this amazing loaf of bread in around a couple of hours. And once you taste it, you'll never use shop-bought wholemeal bread again. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. I'll leave a link in the description under the video, or you can click on the eye icon top right of the screen to take you directly to the recipe page. I'd also like to thank my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thanks supporters for their very kind help in producing these tutorial videos. Your amazing financial support really helps with ever-increasing equipment, ingredient and editing software costs. I'll be giving you all a name splash and shout out a little later in the video. Okay, let's get on with today's recipe. As always, I'll start by testing that my yeast is alive and well. First, add the honey to the warm water and give that a good mix. And now add your yeast to the water and give that a good mix too. Right, set that aside until it activates. If there's no change after 10 minutes, your yeast must be dead and it needs replacing. Once again, I'm having to use my stand mixer to do mine, but as this is only a 57% hydration, you can easily knead this recipe by hand. Right, once activated, add your yeast mixture to the bowl. And if you are kneading this recipe by hand, add everything to a bowl. Mix it all together, turn it all out onto your worktop and hand knead the dough for at least 10 minutes until you have a nice smooth dough. Back to my mixer bowl, time to add the oil. I'm using sunflower oil, but you can use vegetable or olive oil if you wish. For the whole grain flour in this recipe, I'm using a mixture of wholemeal wheat and wholemeal spelt flour, but you can use a combination of any wholemeal flour that you like. And to make this bread lighter or less dense, I'm also using 33% of ordinary white bread flour. You can certainly use all whole grain flour if you wish, but that will result in a rather dense or heavy loaf. Next to go in is half of the seeds from the recipe. The other half goes on the outside of the bread. I'll leave a link in the description box for some info on the seeds that I'm using. Finally, I can add the salt. Okay, I'll add the dough hook and bring it all together. And once the dough has come together, I'll set my machine away on number 1 speed and knead for 10 minutes. And while that's mixing, lightly grease a medium-sized bowl with a little oil and set it aside for now. And this is what the dough looks like after 5 minutes. And there you go, after 10 minutes the kneading is done. Right, whether you've hand kneaded or machine kneaded your dough, get the dough onto a non-floured surface. Form the dough into a ball. Now add the dough ball to the bowl you greased earlier. Cover the bowl. I like to use the shower cap for mine, and these are available in different patterns and colours in the website shop if you're interested. Now get the bowl into a nice warm spot. I like to use the oven with just the light bulb on. Now set your timer for 1 hour. Okay, while that's proofing, I'll prepare the loaf tin that I'll be using. And this is one of our loaf tins that I'll be using for this recipe. It's classified as a 2 pound or 900 gram tin, but it produces more of a medium-sized loaf. And if you fancy one of these tins, we do have a limited number of these in the shop at the moment. Right, that's the tin greased with butter. I'll set that aside for now. Okay, time's up on that final proof. And as you can see, it's risen quite nicely. Now, before I form it into the loaf shape, lay a very thin coat of oil on the bench first. This is just to stop it from sticking to the bench. Okay, turn it out onto the oil surface and flatten it out with your fingers. Now, using a small rolling pin, roll it out into a 1 foot, that's 30 centimeter flat square shape. Right, fold each side over as shown. All you got to do now is roll it towards you, keeping it tight and tucking in the edges as you go. Once you get to the last bit, nip the bottom and end seams together, then just tidy it all up. Right, onto the seeds. Now I have mine in a tray ready to go. To make the seeds stick to the dough, spray the dough with water. Now dip the dough into the seeds. I like to give the top and sides of mine a good layer of seeds. It's up to you if you just prefer the top covered. Once that's done, get it into the prepared loaf tin and gently press it down into all of the corners. Now there's a couple of ways you can proof the dough. You can simply cover it with a lightweight proofing cloth like I normally do and let it rise for 45 minutes. Or you can use this proofing box method, which I prefer for seeded bread. All it is a plastic box with a warm wet cloth in the bottom and a good fitting lid to maintain the moisture in the box. All I do then is float the box in a sink of hot water. Water temperature is on screen. This method tends to help the seeds stick better to the loaf when baked. That probably has to do with the moisture that's trapped in the box. This method also works quicker. This will only take about 20 to 25 minutes. When there's only 10 minutes left on that last proof, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. And to make the top of this loaf even crispier, I'm placing a pan of hot water on the bottom shelf of the oven. And if you didn't know, the steam produced from the hot water is what makes your bread crispy. Okay, time's up on that final proof in the proofing box. So I'll get it out and back onto the bench. And as you can see, it's risen quite nicely using this proofing box method. Next job is to score the loaf. With the seeds on top, you need to create a pathway first. So grab your baker's lame or blade and very lightly score a line right down the middle of the loaf. Once you get through the seeds, you can start cutting a little deeper. Take your time with this. It won't affect the dough in any way by sitting a little longer on the bench while you do this properly. Once you're down to about 1 centimetre or half an inch, you can get it into the preheated oven. Sorry about the steamy shot. This oven seems to have a more powerful fan than the last one. Once in, set your timer for 30 minutes. And while that's baking, I hope you don't mind if I give my 4 recipe books a quick shout out. The books have lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in them, and also book 4 in this series is totally dedicated to bread recipes. Also, the skeleton style oven gloves, now supporting our company name, are also available too. Just check out the link in the description box to our website store if you're interested in any of these items. Okay, time's up on the bread. And it's looking and smelling absolutely amazing. Once it's out of the oven, carefully remove it from the tin. Now you can call it done if you wish, but I like to get mine back into the oven without the tin for 5 minutes. This will crisp up the outer crust even more. Right, it's back in the oven in what I like to call commando style. All you need to do now is increase the temperature to 190 Celsius, that's 375 Fahrenheit or gas 5, and now set your timer for 5 minutes. And there you go, that was a quick 5 minutes. Now get it out and onto a wire rack and let it cool for 30 minutes or so. And when I come back, I'll let you see what it's like on the inside and obviously have a little taste with some of my homemade butter. Okay everyone, it's been around 25 minutes and I simply can't wait any longer. And just listen to how crispy that seeded crust is. It even sounds delicious. It has a wonderful soft crumb on the inside, and you can actually see the circular pattern in the middle of the bread from the forming method I used. Right, time for a try with some of my homemade butter. I'll leave a link in the description for the butter making video. It's a lot easier than you think. And here I go for a big bite. And I hope you can hear the crunchiness from that delicious seeded crust. And that soft light crumb in the middle has a wonderful nutty flavour. Absolutely delicious. And I'm definitely giving this one a massive thumbs up for this beautiful and very healthy multigrain bread. And as promised at the beginning of the video, here is the latest list of my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thank You button supporters. And they are Roy Davis, Dan Calgero, Laura Hogan, David Slater Goatley, Beth P11, Dina Porter, Pauline Price, John I'm Pregnant, Jopsworth, Jens K3250, Margaret Cook 3799, Berit Sylvest, Gerhard Moella 774 and finally JPE00D32. Thanks very much guys, I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.